Hey, howdy, hey everybody, Suro here, welcome back to the channel. Today, I have broken my game again. The new update, Mysteries of Skull Rock, brought some amazing content. It also brought tons and tons of bugs, and sadly, I have another game-breaking bug. And so I wanted to make this video to make sure that you do not make the same mistake that I did. Now, if you want to stay up to date with all the game-breaking bugs and glitches, anything that could harm your game, if you want to stay up to date with all codes, everything like that, all Dreamlight Valley news, I got your back. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I do daily Dreamlight Valley videos here, and I have for over 2 years. So let's jump right into it. Alrighty guys, so this game-breaking bug is actually tied to a specific item in the premium shop. We have the Neverland River Kit right here, which comes with tons of different pieces. It's 3,750. It's currently in the shop for this week, and then I believe it's going to go away at next week. So if you want to have this item, which I highly recommend, even though it broke my game, I highly recommend this item. Make sure to pin it. There will be a pin icon here. You can pin up to 2 items. So I would pin that before it disappears. But we encountered an issue during today's stream while we were testing out different features, checking out the build. So let me go show you what's going on. So if I go over here to my floating island, I have my forest island here. You're gonna see that I have Ursula's house on one of these big pieces. So this largest piece right here that you get from the kit can actually place a couple of different villager houses. You can have Donald's boat on here. You can have Ursula's house. Pretty much some of the water houses can actually fit on here. The problem is, once you do this on a floating island, you cannot remove that house at all. Ursula, until they fix it and patch this, is permanently stuck here on my floating island. Now, I have tried a variety of things. One of them is to reset the floating island. As you see, this will disappear. I'm going to hold to reset the floating island, and it does not disappear. It is still stuck there. And then if I go somewhere else, let's go to another floating island, right? I'm going to go over here to the beach island. And then I go and I want to use her house, and I'll place it down right here. If I back out, her house disappears. If I go to my main valley, like say Dazzle Beach, and I place her house down over here, I back out, it disappears. I've tried a lot of stuff. We tried different things on our stream. You can place Ursula's house here, and then maybe move another house, have 2 of them. If you back out, they're both going to disappear. But then I can go in here and I can put Ariel's house by itself over here, and it'll be working like normal. But it's like whatever is tied to Ursula's house, and when I place it down, it just completely disrupts the build, which is definitely a shame. So unless you want Ursula to be a permanent resident on one of your floating islands, I do not recommend placing their house on top of one of those giant water pieces from the river kit. Hopefully Gameloft fixes this. I will of course go and email them and see if at least put it on their radar, you know, and hopefully we can get this fixed in the next week, next couple weeks, so hopefully by the next update, because this is tied to an actual character and also a premium shop item. So it's definitely something that needs to be fixed. Now, thankfully, if you do encounter this bug, and I've seen a few people actually ran into the same issue, you can still go inside her house, which is nice. So, you know, your game isn't fully broken. You can also still decorate, so you can do this and make it look a little bit pretty, you know. And I can do something like that. Even if I have stuff in front of her house here, like this, you can actually still go inside her house and leave too. So then I would walk up here, and then I can go in here, and then when I leave, it's actually just going to pop me out over the item that I actually had placed down. I've also tried different things like duplicating this, putting this right here, and then trying to move her over, and then I can do that. But it's still going to be like the same issue. You can't do anything else with it. I've tried to put 2 of these together and then try and put it in between them, just trying to bug it out in another way to maybe have it correct itself. It doesn't. I fully reset my game. It doesn't work either. I've went to another island like Eternity Isle or Storybook Vale, and her house is just permanently stuck here. Now, like I said, this can happen with Donald's boat as well. Now, this does seem to be tied to just the floating island, because I've seen other people place it in just like Dreamlight Valley and stuff on top of the water, and it has worked fine there. So it definitely seems to be tied to the actual floating island itself. And I've also tried some smaller pieces to see if it'll like work that way, but it doesn't. Even if I like connect these pieces together kind of like this, it doesn't work. So if you guys have encountered this issue and you know a fix or a way around it, please let us know in the comment section, of course, and hopefully we can make sure that other people don't run into the same issue as well. I don't know if there's any workarounds for it. I did do a little research. I've seen a few other people had the same issues, but no one has found a fix for this yet. So I know everyone's excited to decorate with these water kits or the river kit, and also like move the water houses onto actual land. So I have a feeling that eventually other people are going to run into this issue. So I had to get this video out as quick as I possibly could, just so you guys don't make the same mistake. Now, I know a lot of people did have a lot of issues with this update. There is a lot of bugs, but if you go to the Gameloft like support website, gameloft.helpshift.com, you can go and see what the most recent known quest issues are, and I'll leave a link to this down below in the description of this video. So one of the recent ones that a lot of people have been reporting is this quest with the Mistress of All Evil. We got one for the game doesn't recognize that the Orb of Unity was placed in the pillar in the quest The Forgotten Name. We have one for the last note is missing in the quest The Music's on the Wall. We also have one for that A Ship is Gold. This was also in Skull Rock. My bell barrel won't allow me to interact with it to move it to match up with my pixie barrel in a quest A Ship of Gold. So you can click on these. Sometimes they have some information. I know a lot of people are having issues with the Orb of Unity, so let's see what they said here. They just said the issue has now been resolved. To ensure the fix takes effect, please restart your game. We appreciate your patience and thank you for bearing with us. That was last updated 21 hours ago, so maybe they slipped a small hot fix in there and they got it fixed. So if you've been having this issue, try again and see if it works. For the quest The Music's on the Wall, it says if you're stuck trying to find the note from Olaf's cave, don't worry, here's what to do. The note appears after you break the ice inside the cave. Because the cave is such a small space, the note usually gets picked up automatically when it is dropped. Since it lands right near your character, that means you might already have it without realizing. Check your collection for a new memory hint. So they're pretty much saying this quest is working. You just may have accidentally picked it up. There's also a quest I think was from Peter Pan's quest. Quest step repeats or disappears at Scar's lair in the quest The New Lost Boys. This one says, oh dear, in the New Lost Boys quest, some players have cleaned up the sticky mess in Scar's lair only to find the quest looping back or vanishing entirely into the shadows. How curious. Our magical troubleshooters are looking into this glitch and a proper fix is expected in future updates. Until then, here's a helpful trick. Try stepping back into Scar's den, wait a moment as you listen for the whispers in the dark, then step back out. This often helps nudge the story forward. So hopefully that'll help out. This was last updated 1 day ago. And over on this website, you can actually submit if you don't see your issue here and you can't figure out, you can actually go to this website and send an email to Gameloft. So that is it for the video. Just a short little video. Wanted to make sure you guys don't encounter the same issues I did. Hopefully you haven't. And if you did run into this issue, let's hope Gameloft gets it fixed for us very soon. But that is it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.